Hello. Um, yep. I finally got my Polaris, guys. I actually got it yesterday, but I got it so close to uh, going to Ludosport that I was unable to do the video that I would want to do in ages. Um, so yeah, here is my combat hilts. This one was actually given to me as part of a trade because I bought a hilt ages ago that had no sound, no light, and it was way too small. Uh, Funny enough, 2 years later they introduced the whole dual saber stuff. But yeah, yep, it still works and all that, but unfortunately, as you can see, there's nothing really too much keeping this bit in. So that's why eventually I had to start looking into getting a Polaris. Um, the original color of this hilt, the light, anyway, that was in it, was Solat. Sorry, it was white, so I named it Solat after the sword wielded by Nawada, the Celtic. It's some people refer to him as like deity. Some refer to him as being blessed by the gods. So yeah. Now this one has gotten so much work done on the interiors by a Ludosport member and also now Sabersmith David Kavanagh, I believe his last name is pronounced. He did amazing work on it, and the thing is, like, I actually offered to pay him several times, because like he got the parts and all that, and so much of the times he just added stuff without even telling me, like, hold on, the ability to change. Hold on, let's see if I can get to the proxy. Hold on, I'm trying to get it to proxy. Oh, hold on, maybe I have to do it before I turn it on. There was a way to. Hold on. Can't get it to do it now. But you used to be able to hold down the button and it would change. It would change color. Now I'm always gonna keep this this hilt, because again it was technically my first combat hilt, in the sense of one that I actually fought with, because the thing is I literally only just bought the much shorter one, and I never, like, it was so brand new. Like, I had it for like a day. Then here is my second hilt that I bought. It uses. Hold on, I have a chart so I can say the different parts. It has an SS. It's SS3. So like the SS3 pommel, a mirror, and then the body. I actually panic bought this one, so I didn't get it with the button, as much as I would love to. Um, Yeah, mind you, the emitter is a slightly modified. I got it a while after the SS3 came out. The original SS3 emitter did not have this lip, so it was actually very easy for you to just slide your finger off. My Ludosport instructor actually has the original SS3 emitter, and like I always was just hating on the design, so I always wanted to try and see if I could get the SS1 emitter, because I love the curvature of the grip, which is the standard Academy sabers. I named this one because I named my first hilt after. Oh shit! This was turned on. I should really turn that off. With the kill switch on the inside. Um, I named, like, Nawada's sword was a very lengthy name, which translates roughly to Sword of Light. So as such, I decided to shorten it. Hence how I got Solat. I did the same thing with this hilt, except because of the color scheme and because I eventually want the blade to be red, and as soon as I pass my exam, I decided to name this one Cladas, which will be which roughly translates to Sword of Darkness. So, again, well, not roughly translates. As I said, I took the two words that make Sword of Darkness, and then I shortened them and I took letters out and such. Um, Now, this is my new one, and it's sort of the problem child at the moment. It has the SS1 body. It has, hold on, the extra SS3 pommel LDL ring, and then it has the Artigo emitter ring. So that's the Artigo emitter ring, that's the SS3 extra pommel, and then this is the SS1 main body. As you can see, it is not a push button one either. It's activated. Now, what sets it apart from my SS3 is that the kill switch is not on the inside, it's actually on the outside, but you need to have a small little tool to get at it, which is apparently by design, so that you don't accidentally switch off. Funny enough, like, there were several people who worked on the new system that is in this hilt, one of which was actually the aforementioned David from earlier. Now we're just going to actually activate it. There we go. I had to use a tiny little thing, so some large enough, obviously, so that it can withstand being pushed against something, but some also small enough so that it doesn't cause any extra potential damage. Now, the reason why I say this one's the problem child is because I bought it actually specifically for dual wielding. And as you can see, it is significantly longer than my hilt. Now, according to the chart, this part here is 5 centimeters in length. This part, the pommel, is 3 centimeters in length, and then the body is 20 centimeters in length, which gives it a grand total of 28 centimeters. However, now the good news though is, according to the chart, if I just bring you to the chart, oh wow, it's getting really blurry. Hold on. Is there a way I can do this without it getting super blurry? There we go. So as you can see, the max length for the short saber is 26. So I'm like, it's the bare minimum. So it's all, which is funny enough because it's also the bare minimum for the long saber. Now, so yeah, I measured it mostly using this this chart to get the lengths of each of the different individual parts. As you can see, there's really no emitter I could get. So there's no pommel that I could get that will possibly shorten the length by an same amount. I could see about getting the SS2 pommel LDL ring, which will shave off like 0.4 millimeters. So a part of me is like, that's not really worth it. And there's no emitter. All the emitters are bare minimum 5 centimeters with the SS2 and the SS1, and the X2 emitter rings going, really a whole much taller. So I'm 2 centimeters over the maximum length. So that is one of the big problems I'm having, because it seems like unless I get another main body, it's technically 2 centimeters over regulation. Now, a part of me hopes that in terms of tournaments and such, they may be willing to overlook, 2 centimeters. Um, I really, really hope so. Um, because like if not, then I'm gonna have to. Let's see. I want to actually just quickly check how much would it cost. Um, for combat ready lightsaber. Uh, let's filter this to select the spare parts. I guess that's actually not what we're looking for. A moment. Custom hilt parts. So, what we're looking for is. Hold on a sec, folks. Here we go. The SS3 main body is let's see. Here we go. Now, ideally, I could potentially use like if I get the SS3 main body, like that will shave off the 2 centimeters that I need. Or if I could see about the SS2 main body to get it even shorter. But let's see here. So yeah, there you go. Like the SS3 main body is 65. Okay, so it's the only one I can actually buy. They don't have any of the others actually available. Now, see, the only problem is, even if I was to buy this one, so yeah, even if I was to buy this, I would then need to get, see, one of the issues is, this probably doesn't have, because of the design is new. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. Now, see, this is the new bundle for dual wielding, and it has the new setup in mind for, what's it called? With the kill switch on the, outside. So, that's actually the big huge problem is because of that it's gonna be so awkward. I have to wait now until they release the SS3 body with the extra hole for kill switches, which I don't know when they're going to do that, except for that bundle. Again, I'm sure for now the 2 centimeters is able to be ignored. So yeah, considering that the minimum length for a short blade is the 26, and let's see, how long is the standard SS3, which I have? The standard. Okay, see, now this makes me. They need to update this chart because by reading this, okay, so if I read this on 3, 5, 8. See, now I've always been bad at eyeballing lengths. Okay, I would not be able to tell you how long that is, right? That space is, between the two hilts. Now, I don't have my measuring tape with me, so I can't actually give a proper measuring of it. But like, um, to me, like, I don't have measuring tape, so that's why I'm using the chart. But according to the chart, this with everything of an SS3 is 26 centimeters. It's the maximum length for what's it called? A short saber. And but the thing is though, that's again this is me bad, but when I hear the word 2 centimeters, I think something a very small distance. I think a very small distance. And to me, that does not look like 2 centimeters. Now, obviously, someone who's obviously has better eye than me could obviously be like I know I have friends who I play 140K with. Like, they can eye the distance between two models and be like, okay, I'm going to move him up there, and it's the exact length that they needed for, you know, it's like they don't need to do anything of the pre measuring, which was always a nightmare for me because the amount of times I would be like, damn, I'm actually out of range or anything like that. Like, but they are never out of range. They were always able to eyeball the distance. Now, mind you, looking at 40K changed the rules on pre measuring. So we're gonna turn this on. So yeah, it has the generalized activation that all Polarises have. Now, if I hold it horizontally, it should turn off. Now, it's a bit more finicky to turn off, which again I'm actually pretty okay with because I'm more worried about turning it on than obviously turning it off. So, which I like because it means that way it's less chance that this will turn off during a fight. I'll see if I can give a demonstration. So, there you go. Now this has custom sounds, by the way. So we're gonna hold horizontally. So there you go. See how how long I had. See, the difference is night and day. So this one is less likely to turn off on me, which is great. Now let's show off one of the other features that no, this is the feature I'm really big fan of. So if I hold, take that beep, and then it begins flashing through the different colors. Now it has two shades of blue. We're just gonna wait. There you go. And when you have the color that you want, you just do the activating gesture, and that's the color set. So technically, if I'm happy with the sound, so if I'm happy with this sound, which to be honest with you, I am. I was more focused on the sound of this of Claudas, then I would actually not need to plug it into into a laptop or a computer to change the sounds. Maybe I can if I find a bit one that's a bit more opposite to Claudas, then yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in honor of my first actual, combat hilt, and in honor of, obviously, Polarises, I named this one Solaris. So obviously derived from the combination of Solat and Polaris, which is the name of our weapons. We don't actually call them lightsabers. Officially they're labeled as Polarises, but unofficially people like we still every now and then would say a Star Wars term, but like personally I've been more trying to always say Polaris. I avoid trying to say lightsabers. I even I occasionally correct my friends, like I'm like, no, we don't use lightsabers, we use Polaris. Also, folks, if anyone from Ludosport is watching this, because I'm going to share it on Facebook, this video on Facebook, but I will be also uploading this to YouTube for my YouTube channel. If anyone can think of, like, what would be the plural of Polaris? Would it be Polari, or just Polarises? You know, I've always been wondering, and like a part of me is like it's Polar Eye because it already ends in S, and a couple of things that end in an S always you generally add AI to the end. Well, if you have the answer, please leave a comment either on Facebook or sorry on this video that when it's either on Facebook or when it's on um what's it called, YouTube. Now again, looking at the hilts are not too expensive, so if it turns out that yes, I will need to get the SS tree body that's modified for this, then yeah, I will like if it is such a big issue, I will obviously follow regulations because I would like to get this as close to I would like to get this into regulation length. The only thing is it will unfortunately shorten. I'm sure like in terms of my class, like what my instructor says it's okay to use for the sake of the classes, like at the moment, which are back on, but they might be off because due to the new regulations. Thanks to fucking COVID. So I might again, so I might be able to use this during class. In terms of tournaments, um, if I don't, I will try and get an ESA. I'm gonna try and get the shorter main body because I can't do anything about the mirror and hill. There's no way I can shorten them enough to be within regulations. Again, that cannot be 2 centimeters. That space cannot be 2 centimeters. Sorry, it's I know I'm fixating on that, but again, a part of me is just like, no, that's not 2 centimeters. But according to the chart, it should be. Ah. Anyway, so hopefully in tournaments they would still allow it, even though it's 2 centimeters over. I personally doubt it. For official Ludosport tournaments, I really should see about getting the hopefully a new main body. But in the meantime, unfortunately, I'm stuck with an unregulated hilt for dual wielding. Now, mind you, I actually have both my short blades in, and then I also ordered because see this is because of advertising of it. I also bought two. Oh, sorry, that's the long blade. Hold on, let me get the short blades. One. I bought two staff blades, but I have no idea when I'm actually going to be using them. Probably if we don't end classes again due to the new regulations. And then obviously here's my long blade. So yeah. Ideally I would probably buy another one of these. Because these allow for quick switches. I basically, instead of unscrewing this to take the blade out, instead what I do is I have to simply turn this and it comes off. So which means if I had multiple of these with different blade lengths, what I could do, because I love the curvature of this bit, again, like I love that because it's a better feel for your finger. What I would probably do is maybe even buy two of those. One for what's it called? A long blade, and then one for the staff. If I could get it properly set up, I wouldn't mind getting this modified with this as well. For such a setup. Now, the only problem with me saying that is, according to the thing, this is barely within regulations. Wait, I know they're the same length. I believe the two hills are actually the same length. Are they? Yep. They are both actually the same length. So technically, this will not get longer if I change the mirror. So that's great. So I could theoretically do that, but the only problem is the LED that causes the light is generally attached to the mirror. So, hence why it's called a mirror. Um, Actually, now that I think about the. So I would actually have to get. I'll have to buy all the parts I would, and then ask my sabersmith to put it all together. Which again is frustrating because it means that not only am I having to spend extra money, but I'm going to have to ask a person to, obviously take the time to do the modifications. Anyway, that is my hilts. One is now just for show, and it's always going to have I'm going to just have memories of it, like fun filled memories of it. Whereas one needs to be shortened by apparently 2 centimeters, which again that cannot be 2 centimeters. And the other one is personally just my favorite because it's my first Polaris and I've gotten pretty good. It's sadly enough it's not the hilt that I came first with. In the last tournament I competed, the last Ludosport Ireland tournament I competed with, this was not it. I bought this one because I came first, because I promised myself if I ever came first for combat, I would buy it a Polaris. So yeah, hopefully I won't be buying another hilt anytime soon, except for the main body to get this shore. If I ever do buy a third one, it would be so that this one and the third one will be dedicated to being the daggers, and then combined into the staff, and then this one will be dedicated to being two-handed. Now again, if the if the people at the tournament are fine with it, and that it turns out that is only 2 centimeters difference. See, now when I was in school, we used to say 2 centimeters is the length of 2 fingers, and now that I look at that, that basically holds true. It looks like a little bit, but again, everyone's different, and again, that was always just like more of a basic concept to for length. So well, so yeah, hopefully things will work out.